My name is Kaden Sponhauer.
I'm Will Crumpacker.
I'm Forrest.
I'm Charlie Cohn.
Jackson Lebsack.
My name is Max Moses, and you're watching Sickos.
Go-to Tinderline. This is great, actually. Oh, I'm gonna expose it. My go-to Tinderline is I don't have a Tinderline, and so I was like, boys, what do you say to a cute girl on Tinder, but you don't want to say a cheesy pickup line and blow it? And one of the boys, I think Wyatt, was like, just say that. And it was genius, and so now I just say, what's a cheesy, how do, oh no.
At Necot12 asks, who's the parent of the group?
Okay, the parent of the group in the Sickos is a mixture between Kaden and Jackson. It's been said before, but they're both the parents at different things, I'd have to say.
Here's the two sides. We have two dads. Number one is Kaden.
Kaden is kind of like, I guess he reminds me of my dad, where he's just constantly telling you what to do on these little things.
He's actually been complaining about how on his Baja trip he had Charlie and I in the car, and now he doesn't want us anymore.
He's like telling you, oh, you didn't make the bed right, or oh, you didn't wash your hands before you cooked us dinner, and stuff like that. And so it's like those little things, they're just super annoying.
I would say I'm like the babysitter dad, like the stepdad almost, who kind of can be the dad, but no one really listens to me. And then when shit is like really hitting the fan, then Jackson steps in and everyone's like, okay, this is real. And they actually listen to Jackson.
We're fucking around. It's like, don't get Jackson involved. He might get angry.
When it comes down to something serious, and like we're kind of in a pickle, Jackson is the one that everyone kind of like listens to.
Jackson's the only one with money. So like Jackson's daddy, you know? He's like making, all right, Kaden's dad, Jackson's grandpa. Settled.
The Sickos as a family dynamic has its whole own origin story. If you didn't watch our film, you can watch that, but even that doesn't explain who we are. Kale, Charlie, and I were tightest from blood, just literally since I can remember. And then all the other boys came in pretty early on too, like freshmen in high school. And then from there on, it literally just turned into this family that was a brotherhood that was formed, and as cliche as it sounds, it was formed out of like us having the same interests and loving what we do every day after school. It was hit each other up, let's go kite, let's go ski, let's go whatever. And that was really the origin of how the Sickos became its thing, and why we're all so attached to each other and why we're doing this in the first place is because we want to start a business that never separates each other from one another. How are we making enough money to be able to travel the world and pull this thing off that we're doing this for potentially broke college kids?
How are we making enough money? Jackson's pretty set on money, and then the rest of us are just like scrapping.
I've been lucky enough to work a job all the way up to here, so I have some savings and I still have some consistent work that allows me personally to, have finances to do it. But for the boys, they're definitely hustling 24/7. Like, we're getting home, and in these late days and these late periods, it's your time to kind of figure out work and make a little income.
We kind of each have our own little side hustle. Me and Will started selling websites and doing website development. Kaden, I don't know, how do you make money, Kaden? No one really knows how Kaden makes money.
People say they don't know what I do for work, and I swear I've told everyone so many times, and they watch me work. But I do like freelance videography and editing stuff.
It's motivating to me to see for anybody out there, because we get the question all the time, and it's like, you really can just go work a job for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and have enough to go on a trip again. That's exactly what these guys are doing. They're just making enough to get to the next point to go spend it on a trip again. So it's just about buying the ticket.
Oh, do I think Sickos is underrated? Yeah, dude, we're the shit.
At Juliet.G.Brand asks, do you guys argue a lot off camera?
Yeah, we do argue a lot.
Who would win in a fight?
This is such a good question.
Charlie, hands down. He's just the biggest, strongest, and when you get, we called him Garth for a while there, but that faded, but Garth, he just smash, and I think that just, it's what would happen, dude. He's big.
We're all pretty soft, but Charlie can kick into this not soft gear.
Something would click on, and he would just go ballistic. He'd be an absolute beast.
We're all missing this like little demon inside of us that wants to go like crush things.
Who would win in a fight?
I think I might win.
Whoa, that's a big claim.
Will is by far the scrappiest person on the planet. He's like bending your fingers, pulling your hair. This kid's unreal.
If Charlie wanted to mash you, there's no way that you could do anything.
But that's what I'm kind of putting into play. Charlie wouldn't be motivated enough. He'd kind of be like,
If it came down to it, I feel like I could probably beat Will in a death match.
okay, if we're fighting to the death, like we're all gonna die, I think Charlie probably would win. He has this like scary look in his eyes sometimes.
At Coleman DuPont asks, who's the stoniest?
Who's the stoniest? I bet we all look like we're all extremely stony. But honestly, none of us even really smoke weed at all.
Which sicko has the most game?
Shockingly, Forrest, I think, might take this thing.
I don't think that's true, is it?
Why doesn't Forrest have a girlfriend? Because he's a player. You can't hold on to him. Catching too many fish to want to eat one, man.
Forrest is too lazy to have a girlfriend, I think. But he's also kind of a player.
I'll just say we call him Four Bang.
Riley Mydock asks, why are you such a grom?
Well, Riley, I don't know.
Forrest is a grom because he is a grom. You just can't not be a grom if you're literally, by definition, a grom.
I actually don't know why I'm such a grom. I think it's just because I'm the youngest. It's definitely because I'm the youngest in the group, actually.
Forrest is 17. Forrest is 17 years old.
Does he act like it?
No, he acts like he's probably 13.
I spend a lot of time watching TV and looking at TikTok, but in reality, I'm always there and I'm like, oh, Jackson, you need help editing? And I at least offer.
As much as we talk shit about the kid, he's so rad in the sense that he's just carefree, super easygoing, and the nicest dude ever, and so genuine. And I think the girls see that and they love it. And yeah, how could you not?
And Oscar Lewis asks, when can we expect to see Forrest skateboard skills?
Any f***ing time you want, dude.
That's unfair.
What's your best Forrest story?
One of my best, there's a million, but one of my best off the top of my head is in Hawaii. We were at this party that was like, there's these weird Hawaii parties that are like DJs in the middle of the freaking banana patches, and Forrest is, you know, this is like our first time going to a party with Forrest, and we're all kind of talking about, we gotta get him girls tonight. Like that was like kind of the boys' mission, was to get Forrest a gal. As if he couldn't handle it on his own, he totally could. But he walks into this place, he starts, you know, starts talking to gals, and next thing I notice, he's got like 3 on his hip, and I'm like, oh my God, he's killing it. And then I was like, I forget who I tell, but I tap someone on the shoulder. I'm like, I'm gonna try and wingman him, and I walk up, and I'm like, oh my God, are you Forrest Lawson? I'm like, are you actually Forrest Lawson? And I really think I killed it in the acting department. Are you, like, I cannot believe you're Forrest Lawson. Can I please get a picture with you? And he's like, oh, sure, no worries. And he just fully went along with it, dude. And I just put my arm around him, took a picture, and then next thing I heard, he was making out with her in the bushes.
Who's your favorite in the group?
That's a good question. Dude, I'm gonna be honest, you know, I joined this kind of like this gang of like childhood best friends like pretty late in the game. So I was able to come at it from the perspective like, okay, I don't really know anyone. So it started off as Kaden. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be straight up. It started off as Kaden, I liked him a lot. Yeah, and then it shifted.
True colors came out.
It started Kaden, and then it went Charlie. Just both these guys were super nice, and Charlie would do this thing where, I think he only did it one time, but it really meant a lot to me. It was after we went to the wave pool after like episode 1 of Sickos. I left, whatever, I had a good time, I filmed, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm hanging out with these new people. And Charlie called me on the phone. I'm like, get a call from Charlie. Hey, what's up, dude? I'm like wondering like, oh, did you bring your SD, like whatever, did you do something like for the video? And he's like, no, I just want to say bye. I was like, oh, okay, see you later, Charlie. Hung up the phone, and I just went home with a smile on my face. But now I think it's Jackson. I think Jackson's my favorite.
At AJ Zeller asks, what's your favorite TV show?
The Office.
I'd say I'm at a lack of good TV shows right now. Kind of hit all of them. Definitely SpongeBob the winner though.
That's a fucking line, dude. I've hit all the TV shows. SpongeBob.
How are you using copyrighted music? We're using copyrighted music by just using copyrighted music. It's a common misconception that you can't use it. You can use it, you just won't make money from YouTube directly. We make our money through external sources like sponsors. If you want to make money directly through YouTube, you use copyright-free websites.
What's your worst experience surfing?
Pretty much every time I paddle out, I'm telling you, I don't really have a good time most of the time.
So Jackson, I heard you're pretty good at freestyle rapping. Can you give me a
If you can give me a beat. My name's Lebsack and okay, I missed the lyrics. All I gotta say is that it's all in spirit. I'ma roll to the track, I'm Lebsack. I'm spitting raps like that and I roll it back. I got my boy Kale Brown on the raps right now. It doesn't even matter cause he throws it down. I'ma roll to the beat, I'ma shimmy on the meat, and your girl is all up on my meat. Sorry, boo-boo, didn't mean to offend you. It ain't true, this shit's a lie. I got a whole lot of money in my pocket, that's life. Just oh.
Dude, at Richard Nick asks, what's been a Sicko's worst injury?
Charlie's jet ski enema, for sure.
Everyone wants to know the infamous jet ski incident. It's the story I've told many times. I'll tell it again for you people. So, we were doing tow-ins. We were doing jet ski tow-ins on the river. So when the swell gets really big, get a foil, tow into the jet skis. Pretty simple concept. Wyatt was driving the jet ski and I was kind of like squatted. I was kind of like squatted on the back of the thing. You know, I had a little GoPro. We weren't even filming for the show. This was like 2 years ago. I didn't even know what we were doing. I was like squatted on the back of the GoPro, okay? And I'm like filming like, I don't know, maybe it was like Will on a wave, and it wasn't even that cool, you know? And we're just sitting there, and we're parked on the jet ski, and then Wyatt all of a sudden just decides to just gas it. I fall backwards as soon as Wyatt gasses the jet ski. It goes 0 to 60, full gas, and I fall off the back, full porn star position, right? Like this, okay? The problem with that is when you fall off a jet ski like this, you have 1,000 cc's of jet ski going into your asshole, okay? So I had a water stream about this big fill up a hole about that big. Ripped a hole in my 430 wetsuit. So I'm in the water, in my mind I'm dying. In my mind I'm dead. I'm like, really? This is how I die? This is a 100% true story. Sitting there in the water, are you kidding me? This is how I die. Because all the water goes in, like up to my stomach, travels like 19 meters of internal intestines, and then all comes out of my butthole. So I'm like, oh my God, my intestines are coming out of my butt right now. Like, this is it, man. This is how I die. And I'm like screaming like, Wyatt! Wyatt! Ah! And he's like turned around and laughed, and he's like, oh fuck, this guy's really hurting, you know? Turns the jet ski around, I'm like, dude, my asshole, man. And he's like, what, dude? Just take me to the beach. Like, thinking I'm dying, thinking I'm just gonna drag me to the beach, drop me off. Problem is, we're at the most crowded beach in the entire strip of the Columbia Gorge. It's a place called the Hatchery. So, tows me into the hatchery, strip off my suit instantly to assess the situation. Everyone on the beach saw me screaming, so they're already seeing this whole thing come down. Strip off my wetsuit, like, I don't care at this point. I don't care, I just want to see what's going on. Take off my wetsuit, there's just everywhere. Just plastered up to my neck. It's like one of those wetsuits with like the fuzzy lycra in it, so it's got like white, it was white, it's now brown, just covered in blood. Bloody all over my body as I'm standing naked in the hatchery parking lot. And turns out it was just nothing. I was fine. So now I just have one more hole in my wetsuit. And that's my jet ski enema story.
At Frambus16 asks, what's one thing you dream of doing before you die?
Dude, this question is just like, what the you know? Like, so much.
Right now, I really want to somehow, someday, get barreled on the Columbia River. Whether that's surfing or kiting. If that can happen in my life, I'll be so happy.
Surfing a wave pool. That's for sure it. I really want to surf a wave pool.
I want to go skydiving. That's what it would be. That's like one experience I really, really, really want to do.
At Matt Gelby asks, what's the end goal for you with Sickos?
The end goal for me is in the next 5 years, Sickos really hits a stride. We find our niche and everything is going super perfect.
To just be happy.
We're super famous. We just have girls in the DMs like crazy, dude. You're really just fighting them off.
Have enough money.
I would love to have a really cool house.
I feel like I'm making a difference.
meet this sweet girl and fall in love. We have a couple kids and we build this little Lego house out in the back. And after that, I think I'll be fully happy. No, I think the end goal as far as career-wise goes, I would love to have a really cool house.
End goal for me? Well, I told the boys a couple days ago this, and that's to have my old house that I used to live in.
So your end goal is to live in your childhood house.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you living now?
Well, no.
Tell me about your watch.
This watch is the best watch in the world. It's a movement watch. I like how it's beige and tan and gold colored because it complements my skin well. And even though I can't tell you what time it is because I normally have to have a digital watch or I just look at my phone, I like it. It's aesthetic and it looks good on me. So you should probably buy movement if you're gonna get accessories. Sunglasses, watches, this bracelet too. It's what we all rep and what you should too. Was that a rhyme or did I just rhyme 2 and 2?
At Aaron Bidwell, if he had been bitten by a radioactive man, would Spider-Man's name be Man-Man?
No. That's a good question. Man, dude, would his name be Man? I think his name would be the name of the person that bit him. Michael Man or something like that. Jamie Man or something. He would just get his human powers and just be a regular man.
What's next for the Sickos?
Oh, we have a very, very, very fine trick up our sleeves. And you might want to tune in. Then I imagine it goes and shows some nuts trailers, and then it's like, oh my God, they're in black and red in my hair.
Guys, we just want to thank you so much for sitting through this video and all our other videos. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Helps us out. If you guys got some joy or any
fascination and fantasies about forest.
yeah. Meow.